Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. It's good to see you guys again. Loving it, loving it, loving it. It is a great day in the neighborhood. If you want to know why, well, to be quite honest, it's time to watch a bit of film. It's time to come back to the middle with y'all. It's time to have a good time. As you guys always know, it has been a great week. We got a win. We got the dub this week. It was awesome to watch. You guys know who I am. I am Jay, aka the Moderate Texan. This is the Moderate Texan podcast. It's good to have you on with me tonight. If you guys have anything you want to hear, anything you want to say, shout out, or even talk about tonight, go ahead and put that in the chat, and we'll go ahead and talk about it as soon as we can get to it. Today, we're going to watch some film, and it's going to be a real fun time because it's film of a win, and there's some real good stuff in there today. As always, if you want to hit me up on social media, that information is below in the description of the video. Go ahead and check me out there. I am on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, as Moderate Texan or at Moderate Texan. That's pretty much all I'm on because I really don't do social media that much. Interesting. If you guys want to join the Discord that I'm with, I am part of the Texans Thoughts Discord as well. We do vet some people as they come in, but that's where I also get a lot of my information there for those who followed Jordan in the past. If you don't mind, I would like it if you like, comment, and subscribe. If there's anything you like, go ahead and comment that in the video, put it in the chat as I said before, and obviously we can try and get to that as soon as we possibly can. And also, as always, you guys know I always ask if there's anything you need me to pray for. Put that in the chat, put it in comments. If you don't feel comfortable there, DM me on X. You can email me at the Moderate Texan podcast at gmail.com. That is always available for you as well. If you have my number, go ahead and text me, call me, beat me. You know how to reach me. Shout out to Kim Possible. And we can have a good old time. So yeah, as always, that is the introduction. So before we do anything, y'all know what I like to do. I like to jump into a quick side note. Normally, my quick side note would be about some interesting topic that is going on regularly in the world. However, today I want to say a giant thank you to everybody. First and foremost, when I started this to mainly learn football better. I played a little bit, unbeknownst to my parents, because that was not what my mom wanted. She definitely wanted me to stay in soccer, and football was definitely a very violent sport. But I got out there anyway. I tried to sneak it in there. I thought I was smarter than my parents. I thought I'd be really, really good. I thought I'd be awesome. And then you know what? I quit football. Football didn't quit me. I had a man hit me way too hard, and that was that. I said no more. So just to make sure my mic is on and ready to go. Yeah. With all of that being said, I didn't know very much about the sport, but I'm pretty savvy when it comes to sports. I know a lot, but I never dove into film. And so I got into this just to learn film, just to get that information out there, to scratch an itch that Jordan and JT O'Sullivan and various other people are out there doing. And I wanted to do that live with you guys. But what I never expected was to hit 50 subscribers. I really didn't think that 50 people would want to watch me regularly. I didn't think 50 people would like what I was saying. I didn't think 50 people would even want to interact with me. All I wanted was to have a good time, learn to talk in front of crowds a little bit more, just have a fun time with friends. But 50 people decided that y'all wanted to hear what I had to say. It opens me up to be able to use shorts. So I'm going to try that going forward. I'm going to see if I can't post some shorts regarding some film review and give you guys the short bits of what I'm seeing in film, so you guys can get a little bit more of that film study information. I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you all for liking. Thank you all for interacting. And thank you for all the feedback. Let's keep trying to bring people right back to the middle. But you guys know what we're here for. We are here for film breakdown. That's what we like, folks. That's why we're here. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, anything they want to see, anything they want me to talk about, Go ahead and hit it up in the chat. We'll go ahead and get to it as soon as we possibly can. As for today, we have 7 plays for you. I thought I had 8, but 7 plays is what ended up coming out there. That's perfectly fine. It's 7 good plays that we get to dive into today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take that into consideration. Let's start doing it. Let's do it to it. All right. Also in the chat, let me know if you guys are having trouble seeing the plays. I'm trying something a little bit different today. I went ahead and I pre-recorded the clips, so I'm not on NFL Plus. I'm not relying on if that decides to work or not. I have it right here, ready to go, already pre-downloaded. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about what we see. And again, let's meet right back in the middle. This first play today is a run play. Let's watch and see what's going on. Let's get right back to that wide view real quick. And then we'll jump into the tight view. Ooh. Uh-oh. We had a little bit of an issue there. Give me a second. Let me stop sharing, bring this back up real quick. While I'm doing that, if you guys, again, have any questions, comments, or just want to know something in particular, let me know. Bear with me, though, while I get everything back up and running. Seven. We are going to hit that. All right. Get it back up and running again. Share that screen. All right. We're back. All right. So on this play, it is a run play. Let me go ahead and kind of get it ahead a bit here. What I want you guys to notice about this play is Dameon Pierce has had an issue the entire year with following Andrew Beck. It seems like he doesn't trust him. Why? I'm a bit unsure. I really don't know what's going on there, but he seems to not want to follow Andrew Beck. And that's led to him making some questionable decisions, we'll say. Why do I say that? Well, normally what Pierce does is when Andrew Beck kind of slides over, like we're about to see here, and he doesn't want to follow that. He'll end up cutting inside. Now, I understand why he cuts inside. This is the gap he's looking to run through, right? However, Patterson is getting beat here. I understand why he runs through this gap. And the reason he's doing it is because, shout out to Exo, who kind of breaks this down. He's trying to run between the backsides here. He wants to get where the blocks are being sealed off. So he this time does follow Beck. But this isn't a norm. But what I want you to see here is when he does follow Beck, he gets more yards than usual. And you can kind of see that from the beginning of the film. You see here, he gets the ball in the backfield, and instead of getting his normal 2.2 yards, he's getting 3 or 4 yards. That's what we're asking from Dameon Pierce. We want him to get that extra yardage. We've been wanting him to make that breakout play, but he hasn't been able to do it. Why hasn't he been able to do it? Well, he usually doesn't follow his blockers. He's trying to cut inside. He's trying to seek out contact. Don't know why he's trying to do that, but he is. What I would say for this play is while it's nice, while we see it's only 3 yards, the purpose of it is, yes, Jarrett Patterson does lose his man. He never really gets in front of him and he kind of holds there. And we don't get to really hold our blocks from Dalton Schultz here. We're not holding that. A couple people get caught up in the wash. But if we could just make this play 10% better, that's 2 to 3 more yards. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking to see. 2 to 3 more yards. Minor improvement. Just get a little bit better for me. Improve every day. That improvement every day, that continues to bring hope to the fan base. That's what we're looking for. Let's get on to this next play, y'all. Let's move ahead. All right. This next play, CJ Stroud has been playing extremely well. He's done very, very well as a rookie. He's in my opinion, he's the best rookie quarterback in this class by far. It's not close. But as JT O'Sullivan said, he's still a rookie, right? As we're seeing here, he's confident. I like the confidence, but CJ, you can't make pre-reads like that. It's a V. Yes, 4 yards a run is all we need. 4 yards a run keeps us in front of the chains. That's what we need. That's what we want. Also, that is Brown Chubby Bear. If you guys are not following the Texans Fan Battle podcast, go ahead and do that. Those guys are awesome. Put out great content every week. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe on them. Search them out. And follow V on Twitter. Follow all those guys on Twitter. A1 Day One, Fifth Ward Crenshaw, Brown Chubby Bears we're seeing there. Go ahead, jump in, talk to them, give them your thoughts. They're more than willing to give them back. And now let's have conversation. Let's meet in the middle together. But back on this play, I want you to kind of see what CJ's seeing here, right? What he's seeing, let's go back to pre-snap, right? What he's seeing initially as we kind of zoom out is straight off the bat. Look at this, right? He's in shotgun. What shotgun allows you to do is it allows you to survey the entire field. What he's seeing here is that the middle of the field is open. There's this giant gap right here. And Robert Woods is really good at attacking giant gaps. He should be open. Let's see what he sees post-snap. What he sees post-snap is that giant gap is still there. He's been attacking that all day, and it's been working. He's been hitting them on the outside. He's been hitting them on the inside. Everything has been working at this point. But what he doesn't see and what he doesn't anticipate is 33 coming back into this zone, cutting off this lane, and he predetermines his read. Because of that, 33, who if he had hands would have been on offense, nearly picks that off, and 31 up here almost ends up with the interception, and CJ almost throws his first interception of the season in very bad field position. That is something we don't want. Now, I know some of you would say, why doesn't he throw this to Tank here? Well, I understand his initial thought to go here. Look at this. Is anticipation again. I like what he's doing. Look, Robert Woods has just started his break. He's not even looking at the ball, and the ball is already out. I understand what he's trying to do, but this lane is cut off. You would have liked to see him throw right here, pick up the easy yards, but I understand why he made the mistake. It's a rookie mistake, guys. It's okay, right? Yes, it almost ended up in an interception back here, but we like the confidence. We like the fact that this is blocked up well. We like the fact that this play looks like there's options. Look at this. We like the fact that up at the front, the offensive line handles a stunt well. We like the fact that the offense seems to be clicking. I know Josh Jones being out is going to hurt us going forward, but we like the fact that the offense worked well here. CJ wasn't in any trouble. He wasn't in any danger. He wasn't looking to get rocked. And that's awesome. That's what we're looking for. All right, let's jump into play 3 here. Let's see what's going on. Let me go ahead and get that going real quick. Let me do that. Let me see here. So let's look at this one more time from the wide angle. Run plays, I like to look at the tight angle a little bit more, but I want to see kind of what happened wide. So I'm going to look at this one more time here. I kind of want to see what we're seeing here. All right, now we're going to go to the tight angle. So let's take a look here. All right, looking at this from the tight angle, we can immediately see, it's a run, right? The entire line pulls right, straight up off the bat. They're blocking right. They're all going to the right. Everybody, this is a pass lean right. We see over here, Malik Collins gets cut block, and he's down on the ground. That's out. He's already out of the play. But what I want you to notice, and what I want to kind of comment on this is, do you want to know why the Jags run game works so well? Do we want to understand why? Look no further than 98, Sheldon Rankins here. Sheldon Rankins starts off in the screen, and he continues along with who's it, 68, I think, who starts blocking him. And he just stays with him, never gets his head around, never tries to shed the block. He just goes on. Now this is not a rookie. This is a veteran. We got to make better decisions here. We got to make better plays. We can't leave ourselves doing this mess. The run went behind him. Our defensive tackle was taken out of the play, and the run goes right behind him. That's what he's supposed to be stopping. It's running towards him. Look at that. That's not running towards the defensive end. That's running towards the tackle. Will Anderson's over here. This man's double teamed. He's trying to get over there. He can't. He's double teamed. But Sheldon Rankins just walks hand in hand over here with 68. Can't have that kind of play. These are the type of mistakes that better teams are going to crush you for. You have to be better. I'm not saying that let me go back to that play. I'm not saying that Sheldon Rankins needs to be perfect, but Sheldon Rankins needs to make the play. He needs to make the right play here. He needs to be better, more consistent, more precise. I'm asking for the team to be more precise. I'm asking for the team to be more consistent. That's what makes them better. And honestly, that's what we're starting to see. This was the most complete game, by the way. I mean, we all know it. This was the most complete game we've seen from the Texans all year. But that doesn't mean we didn't make mistakes. And plays like this, that's one of them. All right, let's move ahead to the next play here. I know it seems like we're moving kind of fast, but there's only a few plays today, and I want to kind of talk a bit more about what kind of goes on with this team. So let's look at this. Now, remember we talked earlier about Dameon Pierce not running behind Beck. He doesn't really like to run behind him. In this play, he does again, and he tries again to shoot a gap. It's just unfortunate that he doesn't read this one very well. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. I'm going to pause it right at the moment that he's diagnosing a gap, right? What you saw was that gap should have been open, right? That's what he's thinking. He's thinking this gap's going to be open. But I guess he forgets about 23 in the middle there. I mean, if we look at this pre-snap, 23 is already here. 33 is here. We see 33 go outside. 33 is blocked by Beck. As soon as Pierce sees this, he should know, hey, 33 is here, but where's 23? Now, I know you can't expect your running back to think, hey, where's 23? But if you're trying to have a Pro Bowl season, these are the things that you need to do. You need to start accounting for people. You need to start wondering, hey, where is this guy and why am I not seeing him? Because if he accounts for that guy, Beck has this guy sealed off. 33, Lloyd is sealed off. He's blocked. 32 is blocked. And let me go back to the tight view so you can kind of see it a little bit better. If he follows Beck and goes outside here, if he steps outside, blocked. The only player who's even anywhere close to him is 5. And I think that's Cisco. The problem that we are starting to kind of see here with Dameon Pierce, you can see in this game that he does follow Beck more, which is something I've been calling for. And thank God the running backs coach started talking to it more, because it's something that we've been wanting to see. But what we still need to see is better decision making. This is something that Dameon Pierce was really good at last year, finding the right gap and hitting it. Because you can see here, as he's making this run, once he sees 23 hit the gap, he stumbled. He's like, oh, I've messed up. I made a terrible mistake. And he stops running. It slows him up enough for this guy right here to get a hand on him and slow him down. It slows him up enough for him to not be the person punishing instead of being punished. And that's an issue right there. Not saying that he can't do what he needs to do, but that's an issue, right? We want to see him be better here, right? We want to see him continue to run through that hole like he was doing his rookie year. But for some reason, he's decided I don't want to run like I am my rookie year, I guess. And it leads to runs like this. But it is good. I know that sounds like all bad on this play. What is good about this play is that he's starting to follow Andrew Beck, which Andrew Beck, when you watch later in the game, I don't have any plays of this, but when you watch Andrew Beck later and Singletary run later, which Brown Chubby Bear makes a good point on this. He made a good point on this when we were talking a couple of days ago. Devin Singletary has been making better runs, not because he's a better running back, but because he's following his blocks. He's doing his job. And what we're seeing from Pierce is it seems like he's either overthinking it, he's trying to do too much. I don't know. He's not hitting those holes the way what we expected for Pierce should have been. Let's go ahead and move ahead. Let's get to this next play. Now, we all know this next play, and we talked about it when I was watching the film on this. And initially, I didn't get to see this. I was in a restaurant eating lunch. But I'm going to tell you guys something. At this moment, when I finally got to see this quick replay, my thought was, this is the slowest fast run I've ever seen in my life. Look, this ref he's not sprinting, yet he's keeping up with Beck. But it's all we need. The Jags made a terrible mistake, and we capitalized on it. Good teams capitalize on mistakes that bad teams make, and that's all we're asking for. Be a good team. Capitalize on the mistakes. Don't hurt yourself. Now, I never want to see Beck do this again. Not just drop the ball, but I never want to see him take another kickback like that. No. Let's never have that happen again. This is not shades of Dan Connolly. We don't think he'll ever do this again. I know PFF or AWS or whoever said that he got up to 20 miles an hour. It didn't look like it. It is what it is. But what I'll tell you is at this moment, I'll say what I thought, just like everybody else. What are you doing? What are you doing is literally what I yelled out on my phone when we were in the restaurant, saying, oh no. And then Beck, I don't know, I kind of want to take you through the play, how I thought about it. Beck somehow avoids 3 tacklers right in front of him by standing still. Like he takes a little shimmy step, but he really just kind of stands still and everybody kind of runs around him. And it's at this moment they all knew they messed up. And the punter can't get him, and 83 can't catch him, and 25 can't catch him. And that's when Beck Thanos snapped him and said that he is inevitable. Then we get on to this view, and this view is even funnier to watch because we get to see some fans, and it's pretty hilarious. We get to see a Florida man. And I just want to watch this simply because I don't think we'll ever see something this crazy again, not just from the Texans, but in the NFL in general. We don't see things like this every day, y'all. This is crazy. And then Andrew Beck with the slow turn, and the Florida man on the bottom, and this guy here, and this lady with the beer. It is what it is. I never want to see another play like that from Beck again. We got very, very, very lucky that happened. Very lucky that the Jags were incompetent on that play. Very lucky that Andrew Beck ran the fastest he'll probably ever run in his career. Very lucky. But sometimes luck is all you need. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck to keep the game in your favor. Overall, this was a fun play, but let's never, ever, ever, ever let this happen again. I agree with you here, V. All we need is people to just do their job. And unfortunately for this next play, that is exactly what doesn't happen. See, when we look at this play, you'll immediately see one thing. Wide open. How does he get that wide open? Well, we have single high safety. Jimmy Ward plays down. Eric Murray is up. He's got a shade to whatever side he is seeing the pressure from. And at this particular moment, Steven Nelson has 35. Shaq Griffin over here, he's got 0 here. He's at Calvin Ridley, 0-on-0 crimes happening. We got Evan Ingram with Jimmy Ward. The linebackers are in the middle of the field. Tuotuo is taking anything underneath. I think this might be Hansen or nope, that's Cashman. But what's supposed to happen here is Eric Murray is supposed to react faster. He's supposed to get over the top of this. He just doesn't. He reacts late, very late, in fact, almost as if he never sees it. But what's insane is he's watching it here. It's like he's looking in the backfield, trying to see where he's throwing. And Tuoto is expecting him to be over already, but he's not. What we see here is a failure to do your job. I understand you're looking in the backfield. Everybody's looking in the backfield. But you got to be aware of your surroundings. If you're looking over there in the backfield, take a quick sweep. You're the safety. You're the last line of defense. You know your other safety's down here. Take a look. See if anybody's making a streak down the seam. See if anybody's making a corner route towards the pylon over here like Kirk does. And there it goes. Do your job. It's all we need, as VT says. Do your job. It's plays like this that can end up making or breaking you against a good team, against a team that is maybe better or the same as you. It's plays like this that got us in trouble in the Ravens game and why we lost, right? It's plays like this that got us in trouble against the Colts and why we didn't win there. It's plays like this that get us behind by 14 points early or make us lose everything when we're at 7-6 at half and we come out of the half and we just can't stop anything. It's plays like this that get you in trouble. Luckily, we make another good play to essentially end the game. And as we're looking at it right now, right, this keeps you ahead. This is what good teams do. They respond on, again, capitalize on the mistakes of your enemy, right? Capitalize on the mistakes of the other team. What happens here is we see a great blitz pickup. CJ gets this locked up well. Everybody blocks perfectly. And here's the thing that I really want to say. Shout out to Mike Boone. I know none of the Houston Texans players will ever see this, but Mike Boone made the most important block of the game, in my opinion. Right here, he puts this thing on ice. Yes, we talk about CJ. Yes, we talk about Tank. Yes, we talk about the touchdown. Yeah, it was awesome to watch the rookies. But Mike Boone recognizes blitz, gets in the face of the blitzer. The rest of the offensive line blocks everything up well. 31 fails to do his job again, right? Lets Tank Dell run free. Tank Dell does his job. CJ Stroud sees it. He does his job, throws with anticipation. Throws it out on the seam, essentially. So makes Tank Dell kind of have to readjust a bit. Gets him up there, gets him going, and it's a tutty. Very similar to the play that opens the game, that or not opens the game, but that first deep shot that we took. This is what good teams do. Now, we are a young team, but we are aspiring to be a good team. And that is what good teams do. They capitalize on the mistakes of the other team. That's how they win. That's how you win in this league, capitalizing on the mistakes. But again, shout out to the offensive line and shout out to CJ Stroud's subtle pocket awareness. Devin Lloyd is screaming off the edge, and yes, Josh Jones loses him. But the subtle move forward and the quick release of CJ Stroud keeps him upright, out of trouble, and untouched. He was never touched here. The footwork, clean, crisp. His base, perfect. I mean, look at it. He gets the ball. keeps his eyes downfield. He doesn't panic. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. This is what you're looking for from the number 2 overall pick. This is what you're expecting. This is the calmness he has. This is the confidence he has. This is a great throw. He puts it right where he wants it. Tank Dell he catches it in stride. Great adjustment, actually. We need to talk about that because Tank Dell is expecting this ball to be over his other shoulder. He's expecting this to be outside of him. He adjusts. It's inside, and he's free. Cisco has no chance. And we're strutting in the end zone. This is how you handle a blitz. This is how you win games. This is how you become a good football team. I know it's only 3 games in, ladies and gentlemen, but it's hard to not get excited for what we just saw. It's hard to not get excited for a team that's young, a team that appears to be ready, that looks to be on the mend, looks to be on the right turn, that looks to be, I don't know what else to say, but looks to be on the upswing, looks to be back again. Shout out to Slim Shady. Guess who's back? They're back again. The Texans seem to be here. There's a reason to talk about them. That is awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. If there's any comments, questions, or concerns that you guys have, anything else you wanted to talk about regarding the game, go ahead and put that in the chat. But while we are free of some film, I wanted to kind of give my thoughts kind of on the game and kind of going forward regarding what's going to happen with the Steelers. For those of you who don't know, my main man, Joey Texas, if you know him, it's at Joey Texas or at the Texas. Ooh, Joey, if you're here, my man, it's at the TX guy on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. He's going to be in town. He's going to be at this game. I'm going to be there as well. And if anybody else wants to see me, I will be at the stadium. I'll be in Houston Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I am leaving after the game, maybe a little bit later, but I am definitely leaving after the game because I have to get back to my house, and I do not live in Houston. But yeah, get out there, come see us, come have a great time. I know Mr. 713 Ruben, he's going to be out there. Harvey Dugan, I know he's supposed to be out there as well. If anybody else is out there, anybody else out there tailgating, let me know. Try and come out, say hi, dap up, talk some ball, have a good old time. And then we're going to have a great old time at the game watching JJ Watt get inducted at the Ring of Honor. But my thoughts aren't regarding all the fun stuff that's supposed to happen. My thoughts are all regarding what to expect from this game. I know a lot of people have said that because of how we played against the Jags, they kind of have a hope, a kindling that we'll win, and it's starting to gain some traction. And I can see where that's coming from. I'm not saying by any stretch of the matter that I think we lose, but I am a bit afraid with 4 starters out still on that offensive line, and our backup left tackle just went down. Pretty scared about what's going to happen with TJ Watt and that defensive line. Now, I know the Steelers defense has not performed as good as in the past. And I know their offense has been pretty anemic outside of George Pickens. They have no run game. Their offensive line isn't really that great. Kenny Pickett seems to have regressed from his magical run at the end of the year last year to get them to 9-8. But I think it's going to come down to whose offense is better, really whose defense performs better. Does our defense show the first half defense that we played against the Jags and the Ravens? If we play like we played then and we do that for 4 quarters, I think we come out with the dub easily. If we can't do that for 4 quarters, or if we come out like we played against the Colts and just get pieced up, it won't look so good. It might end up being a shootout. And that's not something you want. Because I think we can sustain a shootout, but I don't think we're better than the Steelers in that type of game. It's going to be a lot of Steelers fans. Steelers fans travel well. So in that, my thoughts on this game are this. Texans fans, Bobby Slowick, anybody who will listen to me, throw the ball fast. Quick slants, get it out, get your 5 yards, and let that expand your run game. Get them out of the box. Do a quick slant out of I form. Do a quick slant out of pistol. Do a quick slant out of anything that looks like run. Make them back up and then run the ball. And then once you start running the ball and start stacking that box again to stop the run and send that blitz, make them pay for it with Nico Collins, Robert Woods, and Tank Dell. That's the strategy. Today, I also expect them to max protect Sunday. I expect them to put Tegan Couturiano, and honestly, I'm going to say it, Brevin Jordan, I still apologize, man. I was not aware of your talents and skills. He's been playing phenomenal. I think he knew this was his last year. This was his last opportunity, but he's quietly played like one of the best tight ends on this team. He's caught everything thrown his way. He's blocked extremely well. Unlike what we've seen over the past 2 to 3 years from him, he has been a complete different player. That's what you need. He hasn't been the player who's running lazy routes and continuing to back up when he's supposed to stop and hit a point. We're also seeing the emergence of John Mechie. John Mechie looks healthy. John Mechie is, I know they're getting him out there slow, but he's looking good. Expect a bit of John Mechie in this game. Expect a bit of Tank Dell in this game. Expect a bit of Xavier Hutchinson in this game. I think we try and oversize the Steelers a bit. I would like to see that. I like this from JT O'Sullivan. Good point here. JT thinks it takes about 30 games to know for sure. I know you're calling it now. Stroud is our franchise QB. He certainly looks the part. You guys know I am always looking through the darkness. I'm always trying to find a little bit of light, and I'm always trying to come right back to the middle. There's a reason I stream so late. If you guys don't know, I always stream so late because I want to hear everybody else's opinion. I want to see what everybody else is seeing, and then I want to look at the facts for myself. And then once I've heard everything, once I've extrapolated all the data, I want to give my own thought and give my own opinion and present the facts to you. In this particular case, I lean a little closer to JT O'Sullivan. I do think it takes 30 plus games to kind of see where you're fully at, because it could just be that defenses don't know and they haven't caught up to him yet. But there are too many things that CJ Stroud is doing right now well that make me think he is the guy. He's him. There's things he's doing that reminded me of Joe Burrow, Super Bowl quarterback Joe Burrow. There are things that he reminds me of that I see it and I'm like, that's year 3. He shouldn't be doing that right now. Things that he does that remind me of Peyton Manning or Tom Brady in the pocket. Little movements, little corrections that he's doing at all times while keeping his head downfield. He's making sure not to take punishment. If he does get hit, he goes down and kind of just cradles with it. Shades of Tom Brady, shades of the greats. CJ looks good. Will it continue? This is a long season. He's got 14 more games. If this continues and he continues to get better, this may be the best rookie season we've ever seen from a quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, I watched Deshaun Watson before he got hurt account for 10 touchdowns in 2 straight games, or 5 touchdowns in 2 straight games, 10 touchdowns over 2 games. That was insane. 5 touchdowns in a game, 5 touchdowns in another. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So those were my thoughts in regards to CJ Stroud, in regards to what's supposed to happen going forward. My predictions for the game. I'm looking at this game being somewhere around 24-20. I think the Texans do come out on top. It's going to be, I think we win this on a game-winning drive. I think CJ Stroud throws a touchdown pass or gets us close to the end zone, and we end up running the ball in with Dameon Pierce. He'll look like a hero. That's cool. That's cool. I do think we see a bit more from Dalton Schultz this game. I think he will be monumentally better than what we've seen. I think him and Brevin Jordan will really shock you this game. Hopefully I'm correct on that. Otherwise, it is what it is. But I do think we use our tight ends a bit more. I think that's a mismatch for that secondary. I think their linebackers, while they're okay, are not going to be quick enough to keep up with those guys. And I do think our wide receivers are faster than their secondary outside of Minkah Fitzpatrick. And that's just my thoughts on that. As you guys know, if there are any questions or concerns, go ahead and drop them in the chat. If there is no questions, though, you guys know how to find me. I am on, just like everything else, I am on here on YouTube. I am on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts, and I am on Google Podcasts, which is going away, and I will get this moved over to YouTube Music. You can watch the video on Spotify, as that is where the video is uploaded. Unfortunately, on YouTube Podcast and Apple Podcasts, you'll just hear the my beautiful voice streamed over to you for roughly an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. If you guys, again, like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate reading any comments that I get. I appreciate the discussion. I appreciate the opportunity, as I said, to bring people back to the middle. I want to thank everybody again from the bottom of my heart. I know I am nowhere near in leagues with people like Brown Chubby Bear, A1 Day One, or anybody else on the Texans Fan Battle podcast. I'm nowhere close to Pat Storm and John Crumpler. I'm nowhere close to Mr. 713 or Harley Dugan. I'm not anywhere in their league. I'm not in the league of Jordan, aka Texans Thoughts. I'm not in the league of any of the other Texans YouTubers or podcasters out there. But when I started this journey to learn to have fun and come out of my shell a bit. And thank you guys for the 50 of you who have subscribed. I didn't expect any more than 10, 5, whatever. But 50 of you is far more than I expected. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for that. And now, my friends, we come to the end. It's the worst part. But hey, we'll meet again next week, and it's going to be a good one. Catch you on the film next week. Since podcast, we looked down into the darkness, found a little bit of light, and brought us all right back to the middle. Love you, H-Town. Catch you next week.